Thank you for coming back to We the People News. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel. I really do appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Bitcoin, WhatsApp, cryptocurrency of any kind that you'll see in my comments with a picture of me and a variation of my name. Please know that that garbage is not me. That is a scammer. If you don't see the little check mark beside my name, it is not me. Yesterday's video, if you did not see it, please go back and watch it. I will link it to the end of this video, but there's a lot of good information in there I don't want you to miss, and it would also help me out a lot here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Y'all, yesterday I talked quite a bit about AOC and her crazy rants. But if you didn't see that, that video will be linked at the end. I have a little bit more I need to say about AOC, and then I will move on. AOC is worried about you and me paying off her student loans. But like I told you yesterday, she only owes $17,000, and she makes $174,000 a year for doing nothing. I think she can pay off her own loans, but she wants you and me to pay it off. Now, if she was as smart as she wants people to think she is, every time she opens her mouth, people understand she's not as smart as she thinks she is. But if she was smart, making $174,000 a year, she would sit down and write a check and pay that student loan off and get it out of her way. It would be over and done. You know she has the money in the bank to do it. It's just $17,000 and she makes $174,000. Now this is the last point I will make. If she paid that bill off, think of all the interest charges she would save. She would save thousands on interest. Most people that's got money don't carry debt because of the interest charges. They're smarter than that. They don't want to pay interest, so they don't carry debt. Sure, they have credit cards and they use it to do something with their business or to buy something, and then they pay it off immediately. Well, she's got a debt that's been hanging over her head for years, and it's still hanging over her head, and she wants us to pay it for her. I believe she can afford it. And think about this. She is a member of Congress. She's making laws every day that affects us financially. And she don't even know what's best for her own financial house. She should write the check, pay off that bill, and get rid of all those interest charges. But of course, again, she's not as smart as she wants us to think she is. You know, a lot of people can look smart until they open their mouth. I believe that's the case with AOC. So they did kick the budget can down the road a little bit further, another 3 weeks. Now they have until March the 11th to figure out the budget. Will they get it done by then, or will they kick it down the road a little bit further? You know, we pay them to do a job and to do it on time, but they don't. That alone is reason enough to fire their asses in the midterm elections and in the 2024 elections. Someone on my channel yesterday made a comment, and it's a good point that this person made, and I'm sorry I did not get the name. But this viewer said, if Little Joe ever took the crazy test, we the people would never know the results. And I agree with this viewer 100%. Because they would just hide it under the rug. We would never know the results. We all can see that the man is crazy as a bed bug. Y'all, thank you all so much for all the support that you give me on this channel. I really do appreciate you. Please leave your comments below and let me know what you think about everything. Y'all, if y'all remember, several times Little Joe sent billions of your tax money over to other countries. On his very own, he did this. Most of the time at night. But now if spending is involved, he can't use executive orders to help the American people. But he can, on his own, send billions of our tax money to these other countries. And the hell with the Americans. What's even worse than that? What's even worse than him sending your tax dollars over there, the money that we have? I wonder, out of all this money that he sent to other countries, how much of it was old money and how much of it was new, printed, worthless paper that's going to send us into big inflation. But the Americans, you and I, we will have to pay this inflation for something that Little Joe wanted to send to other countries. But he don't want to help us. Okay, they say on the child tax credit payments that it's lifted 36 million families out of poverty. But now these families that was helped are slipping back into poverty. So after a month and a half, they're slipping back into poverty. Was they ever really out of poverty? And on top of that, how many of these families are actually trying to stay out of poverty? You know, by getting a job. Something little like that. But I have to ask you, what about the elderly? What about the disabled, the people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA? They never got any help at all. So they are still in poverty. At least these families with kids did get help. And y'all, something I never understood, and maybe y'all can help me out with it. They say that this child tax credit is to help the kids. Even that is a lie. Because when money comes into a household, it's for the family, not just the kids. There's no way to separate it once it comes into the household. Even the adult freeloaders that refuse to work gets help from the child tax credit. But the people that did work until they was too old to work or they was disabled, and these are the people that paid into all of these programs throughout their whole working life, well, they can't get any help at all. Y'all, only in America does our government think that once you get disabled or can't work because nobody will hire you on kind of your age, only in America will they just say, well, now you're a disposable person. Our government don't give a damn about our elderly and disabled. But these lawmakers, they go home every night to a big meal that is cooked by their personal chefs in their nice mansions. They don't have to worry about anything. Everything is provided for them because we pay them very well to do nothing. Will the elderly, disabled, people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA, will they ever get any help at all? I mean, people with kids, most of these families are young. The father and mother are working. They don't really need the help. Yeah, they want the help because they can get the help. They want the money because they can get the money. And reality, it's their money that was arranged for them to get paid through monthly checks. I'm just saying, why can't they do something like this for the older people, for the disabled people? Why not? They can do it for the young families. And they say that this child tax credit don't cost the government, well, don't cost the taxpayers anything. That's not true either, because a lot of these families never filed income tax because they're not working. They've always got handout checks. Well, now that they know that they can get this child tax credit, well, all of a sudden now they're filing income tax. So that part is costing the taxpayers money, because they wouldn't have got it unless they filed for income tax, which they normally don't do. Y'all, please sound off in the comments what you think about all this garbage. Let me know how you feel. I would love to know how you feel. Don't be easy in my comments. And y'all, just know I love you all. Keep your faith in Jesus Christ. He will get us through all of this garbage. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for our leaders, even though they're not leaders. They're not doing anything right now but taking up chair space. Also, say a prayer for everyone that's hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. Just know I love you all, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Ciao.